The market dips and then rips. Did you crush it like we did? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so in yesterday's video, we talked about the fact that we were looking for more downside out of the market. We saw that at the open as the market dipped down, testing Friday's lows, but got rejected, and the bulls took a rocket ride back to Monday's highs. So now with all the volatility in the market, where do we go from here? I'll get into that in just one second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP 500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, as always, before we jump into the charts, we are going to take a look at the results of the indicator, and as per usual, it absolutely smoked it yesterday. 3 trades, 3 winners, and they were incredible. If you're new here, we've created our own trading view indicator, and it absolutely kills the market. So let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 5-minute SPY chart in Trading View. Now, this is a Trading View only indicator, so you do have to have Trading View to use it. If you don't have it, no problem. I can get you a discount on an account with Trading View, and you can get it set up. I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. Now, what we do here is we day trade the 5-minute chart, and we swing trade the weekly chart. We're on the 5-minute chart, so this is our day trading results for Tuesday. Tomorrow, I will be live day trading this indicator on YouTube, so be sure to check that out. What you have here on the left, that's your pre-market trading. What you have on the right in blue, that's your post-market trading. We have to have those turned on for the indicator to work properly, but we don't trade any of that. In fact, we only trade from the open until 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time, because the morning hours are when the volume comes in and when the swings happen and when the best trades occur. In the afternoon, you tend to get a lot of chop and a lot of sideways action, and it's not really great for trading. So as you can see, it's called IWJ Pivot Point Pro. If I hit the eyeball, you'll see the buys and sells go away here. Remember, we only trade till 10, and we only trade certain parameters. I'll show you what I mean by that in just a minute. When you have a trend day, you don't trade against the trend, things like that. So very simple. Right out of the gate, we get a sell signal at 657. They ran it straight down to 653, a 4-point move, no heat taken, an absolute crusher to start the day. Or at least we thought it was a crusher until the next trade came along here. We got a buy signal on the second candle off the low down here at about 654. They took it straight up to 661, a 7-point straight up move, no heat taken, absolutely rocket ride, an enjoyable day. Just sit back and watch the money come in. We absolutely crushed it. We get a sideways move here. We took this sell, and believe it or not, it was a 10% winner. We have parameters where we take our first win. We hit it. We were in here at about 660.21. It took it down to about 659.42, which was enough for us to get a 10% win overall. We took a 20% gain here, got stopped out for 10% the other direction. The average of that is a 10% win. 3 trades, 3 winners. Absolutely crushing the top, absolutely crushing the bottom, and then we stop trading because we hit our trend day parameters, which means trend up, even though this sell was probably a winner, this sell was probably a winner, and this sell, even though it went sideways forever, was probably a winner. So we don't trade those. I just talked about them there because they look good on the chart. We stopped trading at 10, and in this case, we actually stopped trading right here because we had a trend day. A trend day is when it goes above the pre-market high right here, comes back, tests the 8 or the 21, and then makes a new high back over this high. And once that happens, we ignore all of the sell signals. So we ignored this one and this one and this one, and our day was over with a huge, huge winning day, guys. It was absolutely awesome. Everybody in the room had an awesome day, and I want you to be a part of this. You can see on the screen, guys, people are calling it a cheat code. People are taking off work to play golf because they're making money from this indicator. It's absolutely killing the market. It's super simple to use, and it's helping traders actually beat the market. So many traders struggle to beat the market consistently. If you simply follow the rules of our indicator, you will do really well. Now, do we win every trade? We do not, but we win way more than we lose. We have a great risk-reward structure, and I show you all of that over at our website. So there's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link. It'll take you over to the website. And once you're there, look for the Trading View indicators under our membership plans. So you go to membership plans, Trading View indicators, $59 a month. And here's the cool part, guys. I stand behind everything I do. I know that it's a great product, and I know you will think so too. So if you don't, I give you a 30-day money-back guarantee. You don't even have to trade with it. You can get it. Just put it on your chart or just paper trade with it. See what your results are. See if you do the same as we do. See if you're as impressed as we are with it. And if you are, which I think you will be, you can keep it and move on and keep making money in the market. And if you're not, you didn't lose a single penny because you just watched or paper traded, cancel it, get your $59 back. You risked absolutely nothing. So if you want to get it for a year, 2 months free. A much better deal, and you still get the 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can get a much cheaper price, right? You can put it on your chart and test it out for a month. If it's not what you want it to be, simply say, hey, this wasn't for me. I will refund your money. We go our separate ways, and that's that. Guys, I stand behind what I do. It's really important to me that you get a quality product, and if you don't think it's quality, I'm happy to refund your money. Now, I told you about TradingView accounts. I told you about videos. Once you get the indicator, you'll be taken to this page. You'll send me your TradingView information so I can give you the access to the indicator on your page. And then down here, if you don't have a TradingView account, you can click this link. It says click here to open a new TradingView account. That you get a 20% discount on your TradingView account. I get a kickback from TradingView for that. We both win, but that's a full disclosure. I don't want you to think that I'm trying to hide anything. I am promoting that product. I only promote 2 products, Mentor Q, which also has a link in the description, and the TradingView, because I use both of them. They're both awesome, and I won't recommend anything that I don't use and love. And those are the only 2 things I recommend. So anyway, we tell you how to set it up in TradingView. We tell you how to set up the indicator. We tell you how to use our day trading strategy exactly as we use it. We have a trend day strategy. That was one of the parameters I talked about earlier. And we have a weekly swing strategy as well. So all of that is covered exactly how we use it to get the same results we get that are absolutely crushing the market. I want you to be a part of it, guys. Check it out. Now let's jump into the charts and take a look. Okay, so as we talked about, we were looking for this to get sold off of the 618 retrace yesterday, off of heavy resistance. We thought that would be a place that they would want to sell. They did sell it. They came down, tested. Actually, so this bottom part of this is actually in the after hours. They tested the close of last Friday, were unable to break through that low, and then rocketed back higher today before losing it at the close and closing back below the 21 on the 3-hour chart. Right now, this is looking like an ABC flat, where you have A and B here, and then C comes up, and you're looking at C having a 4 potentially. This move down at the close being 4, and then 5 up toward that 67.44 area for the 764, and then we'd be looking for another push down toward that 64.40 area, which lines up with our support over here on the 3-hour chart as well as the daily chart in this zone. So you have plenty of support in that 64.40 area, and also you have mean reversion back to the weekly 21 moving average. So nothing overly shocking today, other than they had a nice setup for a 1 of C down, and then they took that out by making a new high here. That was the rally today was pretty strong by the bulls. That was a good job, but it was on pretty weak volume. And then we have 2 inside days of Friday's range right now, so we're still awaiting a win. Bulls need to get back above 67.50. That's going to be this shelf that they broke down from on Friday. So once they broke that, all supports lost, and they came back down to 65.50 and then back up. And then the bears will need to break, today's low, I guess, Tuesday's low here at 65.93. If they break that, they're very likely to come down, test the 65.40 area, and ultimately, I believe that 64.40 area for mean reversion. So I do think there's a possibility we get kind of a spike up and then down to complete this C wave. You have a pretty good 3-wave move up so far. I would expect one more high and then down. They don't have to make that high. You could argue there's the 4 or 5 in there. I just don't love it. I would like them to push up into that 67.25 or 67.28 to 67.40, 450 zone to complete that move up, and then look for the bigger move down into the 64.40 area, which should be pretty sharp, as it would be a C wave. So you'd be looking for a pretty strong move down. Now remember, statistically, when you have a move off the high like this that comes down on a Friday, statistically, this is not going to be your low. So more often than not, they're going to make a lower low in the following weeks, and then come back to try to get the highs or break on down further, just depending on what the chart setup is. But ultimately, the point being, statistically on a Friday, this is not going to be your low. So I would expect them to at some point to come back and make a lower low than this, with our target being 64.40. Again, the bull case back above 67.50. That gets them through this resistance wall that they broke down from, and would point us more directly towards 68.50 to 6900 next. As I mentioned all day today, NASDAQ was kind of the dog of the market. It was the market versus the NASDAQ, or really the market versus the Mag 7. We talked about how the Mag 7 comparatively were very red to the rest of the market. RTY was very green. NASDAQ was very weak today. It did not get back to its high from yesterday and has a really nice 1-2 setup to the downside. So it could jump on board with the C wave down on ES and a 3 of C. So you would have A, B, 1, 2. You'd look for them to break this low to continue to the downside, ultimately breaking this low and pointing us down towards 23,600, 23,745 being the 1.0. But I think they will spike below that into this support at around 23,450 to 23,600. That's going to be in the neighborhood of the 21 weekly moving average. That is a very common place for them to come back to. They call that mean reversion. About 2 times a year, they come back and tag that zone, and we've only done it once this year, and you have a really strong Friday move that generally leads to lower from here. So NASDAQ certainly can be in an ABC where to the upside, but it doesn't look as much like that as the ES does. So you could definitely see them kind of push this out for maybe a double top type look, but that would not be ideal for an Elliott Wave pattern to the downside. So the NASDAQ has been a dog last couple of days, whereas RTY was stellar. And when you're in a tech and AI bubble, if the NASDAQ isn't leading, that's a red flag. And the NASDAQ wasn't leading today, and you got kind of a quick 40-point dive at the close on the ES because the NASDAQ was red. So NASDAQ looking like it could be starting a downside move here, closing below its 200 moving average on the 3-hour chart, and again failing to really produce the same kind of bullish results as the ES today. To the upside, they need to break the high at 25,045. That would be the first step. That is right back at that shelf we talked about. So they already got back to that shelf on the NASDAQ, tested it and failed. So back over that, and we are likely headed to all-time highs on the NASDAQ, with 25,472 being next, and then 26,000 after that.
Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link, and it'll take you right over to our website. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible monthly plans, and they both come with a 7-day free trial. That's because I want you to get in there. I want you to make sure you love it and become part of the trading team before you ever spend a penny. You can cancel at any time. You literally have nothing to lose by checking us out. We also have our educational material. If you scroll down a little further on the page, you're going to see our indicators, which you saw in the first part of the video, and also our courses. We have our Trade Waves Academy course, and right now I am giving 50% off of this course if you get the yearly indicator. So if you buy the yearly indicator right now, you're getting 2 months for free on that, and then you get Trade Waves Academy 50% off. In Trade Waves Academy, we go over all of the things that are outside of Elliott Wave to put a complete package together. We go over market psychology, capital management. You can see all the modules here on the screen. Options trading basics, candlestick patterns, how to trade price action, bull and bear traps, how to identify market reversals, fib levels and why they're important, how to identify key support and resistance, and trade setups and proper risk reward. All of this comes inside of Trade Waves Academy. On top of that, you get our Elliott Wave for Beginners course included in this price, and you get the Advanced Elliott Wave for free included in this price. So for $497, you get all of those modules I just said, plus the Beginners course, plus Advanced Elliott Wave. It's an incredible deal, and you can get it for half off right now if you get the yearly indicator. Now, as I did mention, we do have our Advanced and our Beginners Elliott Wave courses. In our Advanced course, we're going through a lot of the things we're seeing on the charts right now. A lot of those things are the advanced fib levels, the diagonals, double and triple threes, flats, triangles, trading Elliott Wave, which right there, that is worth the price of admission. People don't understand that there's 2 paths, and how do you trade them if there's up and down? It's because you trade setups, and there are very good setups in Elliott Wave Theory. You have to know how to spot them and trade them, and we talk about that here so that you can understand how to do this course. Now, I understand if this is too advanced. You can see, though, that our traders love it. But if you need to get started at the beginning, we have our Elliott Wave for Beginners online course, and this course is really helping traders understand a complex market in a way that makes sense. It's extremely confusing when good news makes the market go down. Bad news makes the market go up. It stops at random places. You don't know what's going on. That's because the news cycles were garbage. Elliott knew this long ago. He knew that key levels mattered. It's not random, and you're able to find these key levels, and this is what gives you a huge advantage over the rest of the market. In this course, you get 25 videos where we go through your introduction. We have to introduce you to Elliott Wave Theory. We have to get your mindset right and give you the KISS method, how this works and why it works. It's very scientific based. People think it's just, oh, you just make a wave up. No, very scientific based. It's outstanding. Chart setup and tools. We go through all of your chart setups, every tool you need to use with Elliott Wave, how to use it and why we use it, and then the Elliott Wave for Beginners area where we go through each of the waves, how to find the key levels, how to understand impulsive and corrective waves, how to know where to get these measurements, the corrective depth theory, the theory of alternation, the pivot, everything you need to make sense of an irrational market. Now, the really cool thing about both of these courses is there's several ways to get them cheap or for free. You can get them both at a $37 discount with our Elliott Wave course bundle. You can get them for free in our Trade Waves Academy course. If you buy that, they are included in that course. Or if you just want to get them at a low monthly cost, you simply get one of our monthly rooms, as the Elliott Wave courses are included in this price. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, we give you all of your real-time market updates, all of your buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions are answered. The midday video that you watch in these calls, that's live for everybody in these rooms. And then you get the beginners and the advanced course included in this price. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing and day trade. So we do trade quite often in my room. Now, if you're looking for futures trading, individual stocks, income trading, and advanced trading, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as the individual stocks, the futures trading, his income trading method that just kills it, and his reduced risk binary method that gets you in at a cheap price, get you huge multiples on your money, and it's how he structures that trade that's so unique. That's why you get a 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into an account trading mini ES futures, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we'd love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. Thank you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with your next market update.